Hello everyone, welcome back, or welcome if you're new to my channel. Today I'm gonna give you a life update. Welcome to Life Lately. The first month of the year is finally over. If you ask me, this month took 70 days. You meant to tell me that New Year's was a month ago. I mean, to me it feels like it's like 4 months ago. But we're here, we made it. Round of applause for you and me, because we're at the end of January, which means we're closer to spring, we're closer to sunshine, we're close to flowers and nice days in the park and outside instead of rain and darkness. And my goodness, I cannot wait for spring. I'm normally a very big winter lover, but this year I'm not saying I have a winter depression, but it was a rocky start to the year. And that's completely fine, but my goodness, it's been a few weeks. I had a lovely New Year's Eve with my boyfriend. I celebrated Christmas. I had a lovely time. Then I had a week off before I started working again on the 6th of January. And then shit went downhill. The last 3 weeks I have felt quite horrible. My mental health was very, very, very bad. My eating disorder came around the corner out of nowhere and was there. It's been months, maybe even a year, since my eating disorder was that prominent in my life. In the last 3 weeks, the bitch came saying hi. And I wasn't expecting it. So yeah, the last 3 weeks have been quite heavy. I felt very down, very dark. My mental health was very bad. I was talking very negatively about myself. I was not taking care of my body, not taking care of my mental health, not taking care of the people around me. I was grumpy, I wasn't nice to be with. So yeah, the last 3 weeks have been quite heavy. Thank goodness for my amazing boyfriend. I'm getting emotional. He's the best. He supports me in everything. I don't know what I would do without him. And besides him, my girlies, my best friends, they are the best. Now I'm getting emotional. That was not the plan. Well, to be honest, I'm an emotional girly, so what do you expect? But yeah, it has been quite rocky and I wasn't expecting it at all. So it came out of nowhere and I was quite shocked, like shocked to the core that out of nowhere I was feeling so horrible and like I didn't have energy for anything. Movement was quite hard to do and I tried to move because I know my mental health is better for it, but thankfully I have 2 coaches and they are the best and they help me like to motivate me a little bit, and the community I'm in with my coaches is very nice as well. And if I don't have them, I would have like sit on the couch every single day. Besides that, I was in a freaking big reading slump and I'm the biggest reader. I love reading, I love books. I couldn't pick up a book. Everything was boring to me. The book I was reading wasn't very nice in the beginning. So just everything felt very negative and heavy and dark, and it was very hard to get out of. But I think I can finally say that after 3.5 weeks of a very dark period, we're back. Well, not fully. I don't think I'm fully back, but I'm starting to feel like myself again, and I think that's very nice. And I'm very proud of myself. It took a lot of effort and a lot of energy and a lot of saying no to things I would love to do but just couldn't be bothered, or I don't have the energy for it, or doing things I don't want to do but I know it will be good for me. For example, movement, or going to the gym, or taking a walk, or having a healthy, fulfilling breakfast instead of eating chocolate. And don't get me wrong, eating whatever you want, whenever you want is very important, but I know that my body reacts the best to rhythm and taking care of it. And if I don't do that often enough, I will go into a bad routine. And then it's even harder to get out of it and like take care of myself again. So my mental health has been a bit dark the last few weeks, and that's okay. We have periods of dark times and that's fine. Sadly enough, that's part of life. But I'm very happy that I'm finally getting out of it. I'm finally starting to feel more like myself again. I'm starting to look forward to things, and that makes me very happy. So this is your reminder that if your start to the year wasn't perfect like everyone on social media and you didn't start your year the best with your New Year's resolutions, that's completely fine. You're only human. Let's try to be kind to ourselves, because we deserve that. Because we're worth and we're loved, and we don't have to be perfect because we're only human. And I think I forgot that for a little bit. I think I was so focused on like being the best version of myself, start the year amazing, and I still want to, but I don't know, something triggered me and it like took me down to a black hole instead of the positive side of it, and that's fine. I'm trying to let loose and don't think about it too much. It's fine, it happened. The dark period is starting to get grey, light. It's fine. As my butterflies and my roller coaster on my arm, better days are coming. Life is a roller coaster and it's part of it, and that's fine. But yeah, my eating disorder and mental health haven't been amazing, and that's fine. I worked on it. I'm getting better. I'm getting there thanks to the support of the loved people around me and the hard work I put in for myself. So yeah, now we can really start the year. That was my mental health for the last month. It wasn't amazing, and that's fine. But I did do a few nice things this month. I've been with a lot of friends. I went to the gym with friends. I did a lot of nice working out with my boyfriend. Went on a date. Have seen my family. Said goodbye to my sister. She's now in Asia for the last 2 weeks. She's doing the most amazing things. I've read some very nice books I'm gonna talk about in a second. I started a new hobby, so it's not all dark and it's not all bad, and that's fine. I think we're very programmed to look at all the bad things happening instead of all the things that are going quite well or I enjoyed. So not everything is bad. We're getting there. I started this year in quite a big reading slump. I wasn't feeling reading at all, but I'm the biggest reading lover, so I don't know why. Maybe it's part of this book. I started this book at the end of December. It's Frederick Beckman, Beartown. A lot of people love this book. One of my girlies loves it as well, and she said she wants to reread it again. So I was like, I'm gonna give it a try. And I think I just started reading this book in the wrong time. You know, like the wrong moment. I was maybe not in the mood, but I started, so I was like, I'm not a person who DNFs a book very easily. So I was like, I have to give it a try. But it took me ages to read. Like normally I read a book, I think this is 500 pages. Normally I finish a book around that kind of pages in like 3, 4, 5 days. This took me a month. I started like at the end of December and I finished it in the middle of January. That's nothing for me, so I'm not sure what happened, but it's fine. I'm back into reading now. I've read 5 books this month. It's not a lot. Normally I read around 10, 12 books a month, but reading is not a race. It's fine. It's about enjoyment. So yeah, this is the first book I read this year, or yeah, finished this year. As I said, it didn't really start out well. It's general fiction. It's about ice hockey in a small city, and everyone is about the ice hockey. Like all the kids, all the people, like all the adults, everyone loves ice hockey and the team, and it's the biggest thing in the whole city. Like a little small village, actually, I think it is. But the first half of the book was just character building and just a bit of fluff. Like it's general fiction, and I don't read general fiction that often, but I'm not sure this genre is for me. I will give it another try with other books. But then I finally like give it a real try. Like normally I read for hours, but every time I read like 1 chapter and then another day another chapter. So I really didn't get into it very well. And then I was like, okay, I'm gonna give this book a try because there's so much hype about it. Why don't I get it? There's something wrong. What's happening? And then I gave it a full try. And then actually the last 200 pages of the book I really, really liked. And I thought I would give this like a 3-star, but the ending was so good. And please check trigger warnings because there's quite a sad, heavy topic discussed. So please check trigger warnings if you want to read this book. But I think how they handled the situation and the ending was very well written. And I cannot say anything bad about Frederick Beckman's writing because he writes very well, but I think this book was just wrong moment, wrong time, not in the mood. In the end, I gave it a 4.25 stars. And I'm quite happy with that rating. Maybe I bump it down to a 4-star because I don't think about it anymore. And I don't know anything anymore about it. Well, that's not true. Like half of the story is still in my mind, but the rest is gone. So I think that says enough. I get the hype. I just think it was wrong moment, wrong time. Then I read one of my all-time favorite books out of my all-time favorite series, because there was a new book released this month. If you know, you know. I will talk about it in a second as well. But I reread Iron Flame. And this book is just amazing. To be honest, I loved Fourth Wing more than I loved Iron Flame. But I really wanted to reread Iron Flame because Onyx Storm was coming out on the 21st of January. And I really wanted to like get back into all the details and all the little bits, because I think that's quite important. And this book is quite long. I think it's over 600 pages. And I just really wanted to reread it and make sure I knew all the little details and the characters. I'm not going to say anything about what's in the book because that spoils Fourth Wing. And I think that's the best book ever. So I won't spoil anything for you. You have to read it if you haven't. Please. Please, you're missing out if you don't. It's so good. But this was Iron Flame. It was again a 5-star, just like the first time. I really enjoyed it. I annotated a little bit more than I firstly did. And it's just very good. To be honest, Fourth Wing was better than Iron Flame. But then Onyx Storm was even better than Fourth Wing in my opinion. Ooh, I'm not sure about that though. Ooh. No, I think it's Fourth Wing, Onyx Storm, Iron Flame. So after Iron Flame, I could finally start reading Onyx Storm. And Onyx Storm... Damn. I went to a midnight release party for this book. I was so excited last year. Fourth Wing was one of my favorite books. And because I reread it again last year, together with Iron Flame. And as you can see, I annotated it quite a lot as well. I cannot really say a lot because then I spoil things, and I think it's very important that you go into these kind of books completely blind, especially if you haven't read Fourth Wing yet. Again, please do, you're missing out. But this book is so good. Rebecca Yarros, I love you, but I also hate you, because what did you do to us with the ending? Now I have to wait for 1.5 years or something for the 4th book. Like, are you kidding me? I'm not sure I will survive. But yeah, it was very well written. There happened a lot of shit I wasn't expecting. I know there's a lot of theories online. I tried to not read them all. Like, I've read a few of them, but I tried to not read them all because I think it's very nice, again, to go into a book and expect nothing. It was the world building, the characters, the development of characters, everything that happened, how it's written, the things that happen, the scenes they're in, like the... Oh, it's hard to say things without spoiling them. It's a 6-star for me, and I don't give 6 stars very often, but it's a 6-star for me. I mean, look at this beauty. I'm not sure you can see it very well, but it's gorgeous. Yeah, it's just amazing. So I'm very happy I read this. This got me out of my reading slump because damn, I love it. Yeah, please read it. It's completely worth it. Rebecca Yarros is a queen. She writes books very well. So please, 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 if you haven't read anything from the Empyrean series, please do. Like, look, I'm missing Fourth Wing, obviously, but they're the best. Please read them if you haven't. Then the 4th book I read this month was on my e-reader. It was the book King of Wrath, and it's been on my TBR for quite a while. So I really need a palate cleanser after Onyx Storm, because Onyx Storm is like a romantasy, a fantasy book. And I really wanted like a romance, a little bit smutty and a little bit dark. So I picked up this book. It's about Dante and Vivian. And it's like a little bit of a billionaire. I'm not going to say much because I think it's nice to get into books without knowing a lot. But it's about Dante and Vivian. And Dante is a billionaire and Vivian is coming out of a very wealthy family as well. And they are set up to marry. And they both don't want to, but they both will. And that's all I'm going to say. I really liked it. I gave it a 4.25 stars. There were a few things I was like, ooh, I'm not sure I like this. But in the end, it was a very good read. I read it within 24 hours. No, maybe 30 hours. I read it within 2 days. It's a very good book to just read, race through, and just enjoy. Was the best romance ever? No, but did I have a good time? Yes. And the last book of the month I read, the 5th book, was a non-fiction book, and it's Me vs. Brain by Haley Morris. I was going into this book with quite high expectations. Haley Morris is an influencer and she's very nice online. She's very funny, and this book was more funny than I thought it would be. Like, the second title is An Overthinker's Guide to Life, and I was expecting like little tips and tricks to overcome being an overthinker, but it wasn't really the case. It was very funny written. I think there are very nice, funny things in here, especially if you're a girly with ADHD. She talks about it quite a lot. I don't have ADHD, so some things I didn't really connect with. That's completely fine. It's a nice non-fiction if you want like a fluffy, easy, not very dense non-fiction book about your mental health and overthinking. Then it's quite nice, but for me it was a little bit too funny, and I missed a few key ingredients to like get like tips and tricks to use in my own life. So in the end I gave this a 3 stars. It was nicely written, it was funny, but I don't think I will think about this book very often. Plus, I don't think I will use anything outside of this book. So that's a bit sad to me, but still I'm very happy I read it because it's been on my TBR for a while. So I'm happy it's like off my TBR card. One of my goals for this year was trying to get into new hobbies. And reading is one of my hobbies, movement, going to the gym is one of my hobbies, being with my girlies, doing crafty stuff is one of the things I really like, but I don't give myself the time for. So I really wanted to start crocheting this year, because I think that's just very nice to make cute little things. I think I can shut my mind off, but I don't have any patience. So I was like, okay, we'll see, because a lot of people said, well, girl, you don't have patience. Good luck with that, because you need patience for crocheting. So I was like, yeah, it's like I can kill a bird with 2 stones, because when I crochet, I can firstly take my mind off anything that's going on. So it's good for mental health. I can do something with my hands. I can be crafty. I can make things I can use. And it's a crafty activity, so I don't look at screens all the time. But the thing is, I was scared because I don't have patience. So I was gonna try it anyway. I bought 1 ball of wool and 1 crochet hook at the thrift shop. And after a few tries, I really liked it. So now, after a month, I have this big basket full of wool. And my little toiletry bag filled with crochet hooks and scissors and everything I need for crocheting, and I actually really like it. Still, I need my patience, but I'm working on that and I'm learning. So this is my new hobbycraft basket. And I made actually quite a few things. I made this little heart. I'm still learning stitches and how to do things. Like, it's been 3-4 weeks since I started crocheting, so don't expect any beautiful made sweaters or cardigans. I'm not that far yet. I want to be there, but I'm not that far. So I made this little heart, and I of course started with granny squares because I think a lot of people say those are the easiest. This took a lot of effort to like get right, but I've made it. And now I've made this. It's nothing yet. I have an idea for it. I want to make 1 border more of dark blue, and then I'm gonna make a book sleeve out of this. So I'm actually quite proud. Like, I made this. I mean, and I made a cute granny square with a flower. This is not perfect. This was my first try, but hey, I'm just really liking it. Making the time and effort for myself to do something I really like. And I think that's part of being kind to yourself, to do something you enjoy. And it's a very nice hobby, and I'm really liking it so far. So this has been the first month of trying to crochet. Let's see how long it takes for me to keep going, but also to make something even nicer that I can really use. I would love to like crochet a little plant pot, or like in the end I would love to crochet my own sweaters and cardigans. That would be amazing. Like, imagine. That would be crazy. But firstly, I started with the more simple things, and I'm very proud of myself because my patience is coming back. Well, coming back, like I'm learning to be more patient, and I think that's also very nice. So this makes me happy to look at, and I think that's important as well. So this is a new hobby I started this month, and I actually really like it. This year is a year I have a few goals for myself. one of the goals is to be more creative, and one of the things that fits in is crocheting, or painting or coloring or doing my scrapbook, like anything. I would love to be more crafty this year, but I would also love to be more in nature and try to move my body not only in the gym but also outside. So a bit more running and walking, just to like be outside more, because it clears my head, it's good for my body and for my lungs and everything. Or my organs love fresh air. So I want to be outside a bit more in nature. I would love to do a high rocks. I've said it. I would love to do a high rocks. I really do. I'm not sure I'm happy with my choice, because that's going to be heavy as hell. But I'm training for it slowly, and I'm actually really liking training for it. So I would love to do a high rocks at the end of the year, somewhere in September or October. I would also love to do another quarter of a marathon. I really liked that last year, and I would love to do it again this year, hopefully with my sisters, if they want to. So those are a few very specific goals. But at the end of the day, this year I really want to like be kind to myself and become a better / best version of myself. I've been working on that with my coaches, and I'm gonna do that with all the other specific goals, and being creative and doing things I like and doing things I enjoy and move my body enough and like feed myself well enough and make fulfilling, healthy meals for myself will help me being kind to myself, and in the end will help me get to the best version of myself. So it's like one big circle for me. It has been hard the first month, and that's okay. As I explained, it's completely fine. Not everything has to be perfect. Not everything has to be perfect. But that is my goal for this year. I made a whole vision board for this. I'll put it on the screen. I really want it to be like a vision board that like makes me happy to look at, to add quotes, to make sure that there are things in there that like sparks me joy and motivates me. The vision board I use is the background of my work laptop and my personal laptop, so I see it quite often, and hopefully this will help me to like make sure to like get to my goals at the end of the year. And if I don't get there, that's fine. And I think even this month I tried my best at these goals and they're going okay. I've been more creative, I read books, I've been outside as much as I can, especially when the sun finally shines. Then you can not get me out like inside, because I love the sun. And normally I don't really like the sun, but this year I just need the sunshine and the vitamin D, so it's fine. So I'm quite far, and it's fine. I don't have to get everything done completely in the first month. I know a lot of people online are saying, oh, you have to do this, this and this and be the best version of yourself in this month, and everything is quite heavy, and we don't have to. You can just start the year very slowly. And I think in the end of the day, that's what I did. And I'm quite happy with my choice for that, because even though the first few weeks have been quite rocky, I feel good now. I'm very excited to like take care of myself and do other things I really like to do, and be with my friends and my loved ones and have a best time. I'm starting to plan holidays for this year, so I can't wait to bring you all the little holidays I'm planning. I'm gonna do nice stuff for myself with my loved ones, but I also really want to find time to do things that sparks me joy. Even if it's the smallest thing, to walk outside, take a walk, get a coffee somewhere and go home. If that sparks me joy that day, that's fine. Then I did something for myself and I was kind to myself, and that's the most important. So yeah, there are more goals for this year, and hopefully maybe they inspire you a little bit. But at least now you know my goals for this year. The main goal is be kind to myself, and the rest of the goals are extra. So if I can be kind to myself every day for a little bit, if it's like taking a rest, reading 2 pages out of a book, drinking a glass of water, doing a skincare routine at the end of the day, then at least I have a little bit of kindness in my day every day. And hopefully in the end, after months, weeks, the end of the year, I will be more kind generally, and it's in my routine and in my rhythm to be kind to myself. And I think that's the most important for me this year. So yeah, this has been my life lately. This is my monthly update, how I'm doing, what I did, books I've read. Hopefully you enjoyed. I cannot wait to see the next video at the end of February and see how I'm doing then. Hopefully I'm feeling even better than I am now. And if not, that's okay. Thank you so much for watching till the end. I appreciate it a lot. Hopefully I see you in the next video. And don't forget that you're loved and you're worth it.